Hi, this is George Bredehoff from Valari Products, and this is episode 1 of Free Flight Friday How-Tos. Today we're going to be doing something that we often have to do in our modeling, and that's cut tubing. And I'm going to demonstrate the method that I use that allows me to cut the tubing with an easy cut that doesn't collapse the tubing. And this can be done with either brass or aluminum tubing. I'm going to demonstrate on aluminum tubing today. And what I use is an old X-Acto blade. I've got an old one here. It's a larger version with a nice handle on it. I'll give it a couple swipes just to keep it sharp. It's not really a critical blade of mine, so that's okay. And the way that I do this, I take the tubing, take a ruler so that I know how long my cut is, and what I do to keep the tubing from collapse is use a piece of music wire that just slip fits into the tubing, and that way I can cut the tubing without collapsing it. So I will lay the tubing on a hard surface. In this case I'm using my desktop, which is Formica. I don't even like to use wood because I don't think it's quite durable enough. Glass would be okay, but you know, it could scratch the glass. So I'm going to mark this at about 1 1/4 inches, just with a little mark. Remove my ruler, and you can see the mark right there. And what I'm going to do, press down with the knife. I'm going to grasp this end of the tubing and roll the tubing back and forth like this. And pretty soon it separates. And now we have a tubing that slips onto the wire without any issues. What I'll do, this usually raises the edge on it, so I'll just run it a little bit on the emery board like that to clean up the edges, and there we go. Now this won't interfere on the inside or the outside with whatever tubing we're using it on. Stay tuned later and I'll show you how I convert this piece of tubing to a no-cal nose bearing. But what do you do if you've got a big piece of tubing that you don't have a wire that fits? In that case, I go to my handy-dandy drill bit selection, and I take out the drill that slip fits into the tubing, and I use the back end, the end that you put in the chuck, and I slide that in there and do the same thing. Use that for the support. Make sure you don't get onto the flutes. But again, just press down, roll the tubing back and forth, right on the same line. And even if that doesn't work exactly right or cut all the way through, you can just snap it right off. And I use these little sections like this for exhaust pipes on scale models. That's all for today. Again, stay tuned to episode 2, and I'll convert this piece of tubing that I cut in the first part into a no-cal nose bearing. Thanks for watching this Free Flight Friday How-To. If you have any questions or suggestions on this, please comment below. And don't forget to like this post, share it with your friends, and like the page. And stay tuned, because we're going to have another how-to coming soon.